and man, I am a little rusty. Not as bad as RG3 on the Dukect Lounge. Welcome once again here live here on the Dukect Lounge live podcast on TalkShoe.com. If you're not here live, why aren't you? I'm here Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you can't make it live or what have you, remember, you can always listen to me on this podcast on YouTube. BlitzWithThat.com, RVT, and the entire community, which they love my stuff, by the way. All my little podcasts got a lot of hits up there, so thanks again for the huge boost over there, RVT, guys. I love you. Also, on That Guy with Glasses forums and what have you. So, again, there's a lot of places you can catch it. So, let's get this thing started now, shall we? Okay, let's get some big news out of the way, and no bigger news than this happened on this Tuesday, this Tuesday on September the 9th, last I think Monday or Tuesday. But anyway, according to Game Industry, Capcom has a total of $152 million in the bank. Now, to me, you and most people who watch or listen to my podcast, $152 million is a hell of a lot of money. You can do a lot of things. You can, go sit back and watch, sit back, do nothing with it, pay off everyone's bills, your family's bill and all that stuff, and chill for the rest of your days on a nice little island somewhere, or you can buy stock into other businesses you like or what have you. I mean, there's a ton of things that you could do with $152 million. That is a lot of money. But to Capcom, that's not good. Because, well, the COO of Capcom, Hiroharu Tsushima, I'm mispronouncing this. I apologize. I'm not good at pronouncing not only Japanese names, but English names as well. So, yeah, I suck at pronouncing things. He says this, and I quote, "I regret to say that up to now, we have few plans for the full-scale implication of downloadable content, DLC. From here on out, we need to focus on long-term provision of content starting at the earliest stages of development. Furthermore, in terms of user response, if the additional related content we are providing continually, the users online is deemed uninteresting from the start. There will be no ongoing business to pursue. That means that more than ever, the creation of underlying content is the key to success." Oh, boy. So basically, the whole Capcom sneaky online DLC practices, all that nice content you can get, but it's already in the disc, so you have to pay extra money for it, even though the stuff is on the disc, you already paid for it, but you got to pay the company like extra $5-10 for it. It's going to get worse, and trust me, is going to really, and you know what, this whole Capcom thing, it's going to get worse before it gets better because they are going to be so exclusive now because $150 million, they can't afford to screw up anymore. They took these franchises. For example, let's look at these big franchises. They have Mega Man that is completely gone, completely forgotten. In fact, created Mega Man, oh, boy, I can go on the record and talk about Mega Man and how they screwed up and how how they screwed up and blame the fans. So that Mega Man Legends 3 was going to be, so people were excited for it. Capcom told the fans, like, you want to be a part of this whole thing. You, the fans, the people, you could design monsters, all this type of stuff. Give us your input. And in fact, they had Kinji Inafume, a person who designed the Mega Man franchise, but left, came back, and said he was going to work on it. And then they just dropped the product. And I think it was their UK Twitter or Capcom basically saying, yeah, it was the fans' fault, blaming the fans because of their own failures. You know, Capcom, instead of blaming the fans, we need to look at the mirror sometime. It wasn't the fans who blew up who have you to put all this production cost into these games and what have you. It's not the fans' fault of putting in a pointless DLC on this DLC so people can actually go and pay for the stuff they already have. It wasn't the fans' fault for you putting lackluster games. I mean, Resident Evil 6 and the new Devil May Cry game. Whew, wow. Talk about missing the boat on that. I mean, seriously. I mean, I can go back even further. How about go back even further with Marvel vs. Capcom 3? When I first played it was good, but it was really dressed down. And then I felt like, really? Then they also Ultimate Edition? I'm like, really, Capcom? This is not 1994, man. You got to continue. If you want to play the game, have a full-on game. It just really pissed me off. And then, out of nowhere, you have... you have all the Street Fighter stuff, the Street Fighter X Tekken game. You know, that game, which just was completely and utterly underwhelming. And I looked at that game, I was really underwhelmed. I didn't even want to buy that game because, honestly, I played a bit of Street Fighter 4. Wasn't for me. I was like, you know, I really did not really care for it. It was really bland and uninteresting. And that's what I hate about it, because I love Street Fighter. I love the old school games. And instead of something like Capcom, who, honestly, they have to have some good people there, some good developers there. I mean, they must have looked at what Midway and NetherRealm Studios did with Mortal Kombat 9, and then you have Injustice, that great fighting game, where everything, I mean, seriously, there's some flaws, yes, but I love the heck out of it. It's probably one of the best fighting games this year, and I still play it from time to time. I can't say that for any Street Fighter game. I just can't. And it's a shame because I really, really, really want Capcom to do well. But it just seems they just can't get anything right. The last Resident Evil game I own is Resident Evil 4, and that's on the Wii because, honestly, I love Resident Evil 4. I think it's probably one of the best Resident Evils I played, and, well, Resident Evil 5 was just there, bland and, well, a bit racist, but and not only that, but Resident Evil 6 they took this survival horror and just completely they destroyed survival horror. A term that you had, a term that you made, and you just destroyed it. I mean, if you're not going to make a game, Capcom, if you're not going to make a game that is originally slated for that genre, then don't make a new game. Make a new series, like you did with Devil May Cry. That was originally going to be a Resident Evil title, but you changed the script. You said, you know what, we're going to make this into its own game, and bam, you had a new IP, and people loved it. And then you have now this Devil May Cry, which, oh gosh, Dante. I honestly, I played it at I played it at New York Comic Con last year, and I was like, it looked nice, and the games and stuff, it looked nice, but I felt there was something missing to it. There was something missing with that. It just felt that Dante was so mean-spirited. Didn't have any type of laughter, or any type of it was just no joy in him. It's just so well, no real fun and personality to him. And when I looked at some of the walkthroughs and such, it's just the same thing. There's no real happy. There's no. I mean, it was like, man, they just really did not let this character, have his own moments with happy. It was just really grim and gritty. grim, gritty. The same thing for DC, which, oh boy, I could go on a rant on that about DC Comics, but I'll save that for another segment. I'll save that for a segment for this week, because honestly, man, there's a lot of things going on around in the culture that I have to really get to address. So, and wanted to piggyback on everybody else's. So, what the hell? Anyway, I'm going to take a small break here. We'll be right back. Yeah, and also Capcom going out of business. You know what? It's well deserved. You've been treating us like crap for so long. You treat the fans like second-class citizens, and now you're looking like it's now all over but the crime. I mean, Kenji Inafune is now making Mighty Nine, basically Mega Man. And by the way, his Kickstarter, if you want to link to that, go right ahead. I already donated $20 to it. And let me tell you, it's already past its goal. It's shot through. Now it's up to $2 million last time I checked. And boy, I think it might actually go past that. It only has 19 days left. So believe you me, they're going to probably hit all the everything down there, all the goals and probably more. And it's going to be really sad because you look at that because I think Kenji Inafune loves making games, and it's a shame that Capcom dropped the ball on this, and Mega Man, who's just he's being very misused. Besides, he's in Brawl. What other stuff is out there for Mega Man? No, I mean, besides some good DLC stuff for Mega Man 9 and 10, that's it. No new Mega Man X games or that stuff. It's downright depressing. Anyway, I'm going to take a small break here. I'm going to try and lighten the mood and talk about what DC Comics has been doing to its female characters. Boy, that's going to lighten up moods and make people smile. And after that, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be previewing WWE's Night of Champions. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you once again. This is Duke CT, and this is the Duke CT Lounge. We'll be right back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, live here on the Duke CT Lounge. Phone number, if you want to connect to me, Duke CT, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. Call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. All right, let's see. Well, DC Comics, ladies and gentlemen. DC Comics. Woo! Now, first off, I've been playing DC Universe Online. Let me tell you, I've been having fun. It's probably one of the best multiplayer online games for noobs like myself in the whole MMO genre to fit myself into. I haven't done any raid stuff yet. I've been doing a lot of single missions, but yeah, overall, I've been having pretty fun with the DC Universe Online. But But its main source, DC, but I need to segue to this thing, that DC Comics this week honestly dropped the ball on these and two female characters. And now let's talk about something first, Batwoman. Now, Batwoman is very interesting. At first, she was created along with Batgirl, was to make sure that Batman and Robin weren't gay. You know, the whole, oh my God, the whole crazy stuff back in the early days. Oh my God, Batman and Robin are gay, so we have to put a woman there and have the feminine hygiene, like she fought with, fought with feminine hygiene products. Like, oh, look at that. Oh, those crazy women. Yeah. So it was a very interesting age for all. But then after that, after a couple of years, DC rebooted the character and they turned her. Not only that, but she became a lesbian. Oh gosh, the irony is amazing. A character that was created to make sure, Batman isn't gay, and then after they rebooted her, they turned her into a lesbian. That's crazy. But anyway, Batwoman has been Batwoman's gone on comics, and she survived her own New 52 craziness. But then Batwoman's creators, the Batwoman creators, the people that created, but the writers, the co-authors of Batwoman, J.H. Williams and W.H. Blackmore said they were frustrated and angry in a joint statement claiming they were told the last minute by DC to make several changes, including most questioning and being prohibited from discipling trade crusader Kate Kane's marriage to her girlfriend, Maggie Sora, a Gotham City police officer. Yeah, and by the way, I'm reading this from the Economic Times article right here. I'll put the link in the description for the people who want to read it. And this is very interesting. Here's a response by Dan Dito, the editor-in-chief, about this whole situation, about all this stuff in D.C. And I quote, "Heroes shouldn't have happy personal lives. They are committed to being that person and committed to defending others at a sacrifice of their own personal interests," he said, according to reports. That's very important and something we reinforce. People in the Bat family, their personal lives basically suck. Wow. So heroes shouldn't have any personal lives or shouldn't be happy. So yeah, happiness in the DC universe, if you're a superhero, is bad. God forbid happiness and helping. So the reason why you have to help people is because you're sad and have a sucky personal life? I don't know about you, but how about having that wife or significant other or something, a husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, how you be that protective pillar for that person to say, hey, I'm here for you. And not only that, get into some adventures. Say that the bad guy kidnaps the girlfriend or wife or something, and the person comes and saves them, or something like that, or have them continually get involved. Hell, help some cases out or something, or what have you. Have that full measure of trust. That would actually be very interesting, and more convenient storylines, and not only that, but actually especially the whole Bat family, what have you, they need some pillars. They need some real pillars, real pillars for them to say, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I helping these people when there is nothing but darkness and everything else? There should be a pillar. There should be hope. I mean, the darkest places in Gotham City, which it is dark and gritty, there has to be some measure of hope. It can't have nothing but darkness without any light. I mean, I know the whole gritty and real stuff about Batman, but it's getting to a point that, to me, I would like to see some happiness. They have some happiness. They need some happiness. They need hope. The people, the significant other, could be that hope that when the day is just long and tiring. In fact, people who read your comics are probably on there. Some have really bad days or crappy days, and they say, that one person who's always with you, that one person who loves you no matter what, no matter if you have a mask, a costume, or do anything else. They're that support group. They're saying, hey, the world is not a bad place, and we are here to support you, and we love you no matter what, no matter how good it is and bad. That sort of thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Comment below. But we're not done here. No, we ain't done yet. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that really touches me right here. Because I've, honestly, to be real here, I've been through some dark passages in my life. And this really is something I really, really, really just did not like. And a lot of people didn't like this either. From USA Today, story life right here says out by Brian Truitt, the link in the description. Suicide prevention groups speak out on DC Comics contest. Now, here's the backstory about this. DC Comics say, hey, here's an art contest. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something to get some new people in the industry. But here's what they did. They have a female. They had Harley Quinn, the girlfriend / partner of the Joker, this, that, and the other. In fact, she's going to have a home comic book. She's going to have a home comic book. Then the first comic, the cover of that comic, you know what that was going to be, that cover is? They were going to have basically a Harley Quinn Zero comic that they were going to have Harley Quinn sitting naked in a bathtub with electrical appliances ready to kill herself. Wow. And really, that's amazing. I mean, just, yeah. Because, and I think this is actually last week before, and not only that, but here's the kicker. Here is the kick in the balls there right here. They announced this contest a week before Suicide Prevention Week. Now, that's just amazing. Just so insular in the bubble of DC Comics. Yeah, because suicide, who cares about that? I mean, that's just so crazy and all that stuff. I mean, not everybody, like, oh, come on, that's funny. Yeah, suicide is hilarious. Ha ha. Yeah, that person trying to kill himself. That's just funny. Yeah, but a lot of people aren't laughing. In a statement released, here's right here in the article. In a statement released Thursday jointly by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, American Psychic Association, and the National Alliance on Mental Illness, these groups expressed disappointment called the DC Comics Contest potentially dangerous as well as insensitive. Quote, we believe that instead of making light of suicide, DC Comics could have used this opportunity to host a contest looking for artists to depict a hopeful message, that there is help for those in crisis. This would have been a positive message to send, especially to DC readers. Yeah, to not only readers, but young readers, too, who's on that, who do, try to cope, say, that's what they're like, hey, man, let's be positive. Let's do it. Like, what, there's hope, It does get better, what have you. And the crazy, and, and this really bothers me, is that DC Comics would actually do this. And this actually brings nothing. You know what this does? It fuels the fire that comics and everything else is negative. But, to me, I would never, if I had a kid, I would never have them even touch DC Comics. But then again, their readership, then DC Comics doesn't care about readership, about my age or anyone younger. Because supposedly, for them, DC Comics only markets to 45-year-olds. So, hey, they price me and most of my listeners, most of all, not only listeners, to your friends, family, and most of your cousins and little cousins, all this stuff, they price them all out of that market. And by the way, if their comics is so out there, and their comics and everything else is like, for only 45-year-olds, then why is the source material for your comic still aimed for kids or what have you? They're still making a Batman show and DC animated shorts or what have you, or Teen Titans or anything else. Shows for children. I mean, what's the point? I mean, because the kids are going to look at these shows and they might be interested and might buy a comic. But yeah, you're not going to market it to them. You're not going to market to those little kids. Or the kids are 18, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. No. Heck, I mean, the reason why I really actually looked to start getting the comics was basically, I'm going to be honest, the early Superman and DC, like Fleischer cartoons, showing those stuff back in Cartoon Network, but also Batman the Animated Series. That was good for everybody. Seems like DC seems to forget about that. There are other people other than those lost comic fanboys. And this is the reason why I'm probably not even going to look at any other things that are with DC. I mean, what's the point? When they're basically saying this and doing stuff like this, a comic basically having Harley Quinn, a very popular female character, villainess / heroine, depicting herself basically trying to kill herself, and then on top of that saying Batwoman can't get married. I mean, seriously, DC Comics. On top of that, plus the new logo design that honestly looks completely stupid. Then you have the new 52 and all the other craziness. You know what? I'm not touching you. I don't care what type of good stuff you have there. I don't care about the whole Night of Owls. Hell, I was thinking about buying the Night of Owls this year at Comic-Con. I will not buy anything from DC. Never again until they start actually getting their minds out of the gutter and actually try to bring some good stories, not for the 45-year-olds, not for kids, but for everybody. And don't give me the, they like the dark. Screw that. Not everyone wants to be Batman, all right? Do some different. This is variety. Hello. I got 2 people in the chat. Hi. Are you? Hello. Pennsylvania.
Yo. My mic was on mute. Yeah, I'm the same person as the other person who's in there. I have Google Voice on. So that should explain that.
So are you enjoying the show? Sorry, I'm just ranting and such about DC Comics. Hopefully you heard it.
I heard it. Anyway, first thing I want to say when I get in here, I just got out of the most ridiculous talk show ever. The guy was talking about, it was one of those conspiracy theorists. He was all like, oh, they're trying to kill us off. They're going to get us into FEMA camps. They made a deal with the gray aliens, and they have super mind powers. And I was telling them to unmute me so I can talk to this guy. And then the host started talking to him about it. She was like, oh, yeah, the thing is they were going to tell them that Jesus were in the clouds and to follow them and bring them to the FEMA camps and kill them. I was like, oh, my God, please stop talking.
Oh, well, that was nice. Anyway, you have anything to say about the whole, I was talking about Capcom earlier, about him being broke, or DC Comics, the craziness going on here, Batwoman, and the whole Harley Quinn situation. Do you have anything else to say about those things, or anything to add on to it, sir?
Well, I had Arkham City. That was a good game. I haven't really heard about this game, so I'm not really sure where I stand.
But it just seems like, what are your thoughts on the whole, how DC Comics are, for their printed characters in the comic book form, it seems like they're not really are doing things like, I know Marvel has its issues, but it seems like Marvel, when I look at least the comics or in the shows, or even especially in the movies, they're actually preparing for family audiences, not just for kids, not for the adults or teenagers but for everybody. And when I look at DC, it just seems like they're just focusing on one group. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Do you have anything else to say, or are you good?
No, my mic was lagging, or my the audio was lagging because I was streaming a page.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Anyway.
So, are you getting the Xbox One or PS4?
Neither. I'm not getting any. I'm not getting neither because honestly, both Xbox One and the PS4 to me are just basically the same. I know. I just feel like it's just there's no real jump to the next jump. I mean, 360, PS3, heck, even the Wii, I felt like it was truly a jump to next gen. But when I look at this one, it's just honestly, I feel like it's a high-end version of the 360 and the PS3. So I'm not even going to attempt to get an Xbox One or PS4. I might get a Wii U in the next year. But when Brawl comes out, but yeah, I'm not touching any new next-gen consoles.
Well, I really think they didn't really improve much with both systems because it's just because of the production rate. Like, they needed to produce a new system. Like, they needed to. They didn't really take the time they could have, which would have taken, maybe like 10 years more. Well, not more than from now, but like, I think like an extra 5 years from now would have given them better technology to improve this consoles.
Yeah, I feel that too, man. Anyway, thanks for calling, man. And remember, spread the word about the Dukect Lounge. And I want you and all your friends listening for the show, all right?
All righty.
All right, man. Thank you so much, man. Peace. All right. That was Don't Read This 603. Thank you so much for listening to me, Dukect. Anyway, we will be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be talking, previewing, ladies and gentlemen. We will be previewing WWE's Night of Champions. We'll be right back right after that.
Outside on the corner where I caught the bus, thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I could live with this message. You could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence. And yes, it is so precious, yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does, and so my plan is to start sending back the love.
And we are back live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me, Dukect, live here on the Dukect Lounge. Phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 9247. Once again, the call ID is 92417. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, it is time for the WWE Night of Champions preview. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing started. All right, first up is the kickoff match, which no one really cares. We have the Real Americans, Antonio Savaro and Jack Swagger, I like to call them the Jobber Americans, with Zeb Coulter, Graham B., Tons of Funk, Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea, the Usos, the Primetime Players, and the winner of this tag team tournament match, gets a chance to fight on the big show to take on The Shield for the Tag Team Championships. My primetime players are going to win this match because they have been on a roll, and I think they have a long time coming. And honestly, it would really, really, really help the tag division if the Shield lose the belts right now because they don't really need the titles anymore. They already proved their point. Dean Ambrose of the Shield is going to take on Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose U.S. Championship is on the line. Well, part of me wants Dean Ambrose to lose here because he has done absolutely, positively nothing with the United States Championship. But I don't see that happening either. I think the Shield gets involved, and we have the new tag team champions, primetime players come in, and they start all getting that type of roughhousing and such. But in the end, I think it'll be at least a good match. So I had Dean Ambrose losing via disqualification, and he retained the belt. Next up is the Night of Champions. We have the Black Widow, AJ Lee, with Big E Langston. I know I haven't seen Big E Langston in a while. Brie Bella with Nikki Bella and Eva Marie. And Natomi versus Cameron. Natomi with Cameron right there beside her with the Funkadactyls. And we have Natalya. I think this match will be halfway decent because we have two very good workers there, an average worker, and you have a Bella twin. So, huzzah. Anyway, AJ, I think she loses the belt here. I think Naomi wins. I want Naomi to win, but I think it's going to be Natalya. So I think Natalya is going to win because, honestly, AJ has really done nothing with the title belt. And at this point, I think it would be best if she moves on because at least she can, I don't know, because I don't know what AJ, her going in the Divas division, I just think it would be best if the Total Divas had the belt because at least they would actually feel that there won't be a schism. Because if AJ continues this, seriously. I like AJ, but sometimes, I don't know, I don't see why everybody on the internet loves her so much. Especially you have other female wrestlers that are outclassing her. Anyway, moving on. We have the Elimination Handicap match as Curtis Axel, the Intercontinental Champion, but then again, no one really cares about the Intercontinental Championship because the Intercontinental title is not being defended, and Paul Heyman versus CM Punk. And Punk beats Axel, which he's already done multiple times. In fact, when he was injured, he basically kicked his ass. He gets Paul Heyman, and, well, we all know what's going to happen. Axel is just going to get destroyed. And seriously, from Brock Lesnar to Curtis Axel, it's a drop-off so far I have never seen. It's just a complete another drop-off, and it's just sad. And honestly, Curtis Axel is average at best, and Punk, well, he's Punk. He's great. And Curtis Axel is just so drenched in mediocrity, and it's not even funny anymore. It's just sad. Anyway, speaking of sad, we have Alberto Del Rio defending his world title against the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam, with Ricardo Rodriguez as his new hype man. RVD wins the match and wins the belt because, honestly, Alberto Del Rio he's just bland as hell. So bland, and I don't care about him at all. Just nothing. No one likes Del Rio. Nobody even cares. Now it is time for the main event as the WWE Champion Randy Orton takes on the submission specialist, the man with the awesome beard, the bearded dragon, Daniel Bryan. I know this match is going to be good, but I suspect it's going to be a TNA 2007 match with Jeff Jarrett. Would that mean, no, scratch it. It's going to be a 2005-6 match like the TNA Jeff Jarrett when he was winning the world title. It will be so many run-ins and craziness. I have my Benny Hill. I have Benny Hill on standby, so that's just going to be that bad. And also, as much as I like Brian, I like Randy Orton, I'm just not feeling this feud at all. I'm hopeful because a lot of people like this feud, but to me, I don't really care for it. It's just, to me, a rehash of the 90s. Same thing with the NWO/ACNA stuff at TNA. People want to complain about TNA, but yet they don't look at the same rehash that the WWE has been doing. The Evil Boss storyline that has been going on since 1997 and still continue on in perpetuity, never changing, never growing, never evolving. It's been done so many damn times, it's not even funny. It's just pathetic. Well, okay, Randy wins, and Daniel Bryan loses, and for extra bonus, he gets his beard shaved off or something. Yeah, I see that happening. Anyway, that's it for me. Duke CT for the Duke CT Lounge. Because, man, I was all over the place here, ladies and gentlemen. All over the place. And thank you very much to the caller who called in. Thank you very much. It was a little bit random, but I loved it. I love people calling. See, I take calls. I take everything else from with everything. So, yeah, I liked it. Awesome. Continue to call in. Leave the comments. I can't wait to have Ecstasy 89 to come in and make his 1,000 comments and say how much he agreed and disagreed with me. And basically say that Daniel Bryan is awesome and the WWE is great, too. And all that crazy stuff. But anyway, I love you too, man. And keep doing all the stuff, man. Anyway, this is Duke CT here. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Later.